I've heard you say a couple times about when Jerry mentioned, don't put your basket so far out that you can't reach it.
Put it out far enough it excites you,
right,
but not so far you doubt it. That's that sweet spot.
So I've decided to test this, and I told the universe, I want it to deliver, I'd like $2 million. And I figure 2 million seems plausible, it can happen. It doesn't seem too far-fetched to me. And I want it because I think it will be fun. I don't need it, I just want it. Is it okay to test the universe in that way?
How long ago did you do that?
I've been playing, maybe a couple months ago, I've just been playing with it, and I just haven't told anyone outside of this room about it. And
the worldwide broadcast audience.
Oh, right, yeah. I just think it'll be fun, and so do I just let it go, right?
All right, let's play with this. Words don't mean diddly squat. And a lot of people are offering a lot of lip service, and a lot of people are trying to say it and make it happen. Speak it into reality is a common phrase roaming around. We're not all that excited about, because it's not the words that make it happen, it's the vibration that makes it happen. So it'd be much better to say feel it into reality. You said it would be fun. Well, there are a lot of things that are fun. You don't need $2 million to have fun. Ask your 3-year-old.
Yes.
And so make us believe that you are feeling that. What does $2 million feel like? Is it just $2 million all at once? That won't last very long.
That's true.
Is it $2 million on a regular basis? Is it $2 million? In other words, when you're testing the universe, it's like, I don't believe you, so I'm testing you. And so give me the $2 million, then I'll trust you. But where's that coming from? I don't believe that this will happen, but if you will make it happen, this thing that I don't believe will happen, then I will believe that it will happen, and then I will ask for more. But I've started low for now.
So I guess what I want, the feeling place.
What is $2 million? Really, people handle it. It's dirty. It stinks. Have you ever smelled your money?
Oh my gosh.
It's not portable. Or do you want electronic money? Or do you just want money in the bank? You just want the bank to give you credit so you can just use your credit card to spend the money. So what is it about the money you want? It isn't the money. You want the mobility that the money gives you. And so what is the mobility that you're talking about? What would it feel like to have a card that you could utilize in whatever way you want to? $2 million is really too vague. What does the card that is backed up by the $2 million or by the infinite abundance, what does that card, what are you going to offer it in exchange for?
Yeah, so freedom of choice, freedom of time.
All right, so when you say freedom of, you're not there. You're saying freedom from being bound by not having it. So that's not the feeling place that attracts it. So what are easy existing matches? Do you have a credit card?
Yes.
And when you offer it, do you appreciate the convenience of it?
I do.
And the efficiency of the way the systems work these days? And the fact that your money is there, but it is movable? Do you appreciate the fact that the money is there? These are easy existing matches. And so every time you get that card out and you say to yourself, this is my card, what's backing this up is infinite intelligence and infinite abundance. And I'm offering this card for something that I would like to experience right here and now that feels good to me. Like this meal that we are going to eat, or these shoes that I'm going to put on my child, or I can come to the Abraham seminar without having to cut the food budget back, or whatever it is. How does that card feel to you on a usual basis when you offer it? Like not enoughness, or like plenty of enoughness?
Lately it's been feeling like plenty of it, like fun, like ease. It feels...
Well, then that is finding the feeling place. And you can do that as many times a day as you can get out and do it. I am abundant. Now let's go back to the things that we were talking about earlier, the pointing game. I'm abundant. I am in balance with my abundance. I'm in balance with my abundance. Ideas are flowing to me. I'm in balance with my abundance. My abundance is ever increasing. We offered a game some years ago, a columnar pad, because a lot of people were bound up, spending all of their money, not having any left over. And so we encouraged them, get a columnar pad, and on the left, start with the thing that you spend the most for every month. For most, it was a house payment, then a car payment, and so on, all the way down. And most people had 10 or 12 items that they put on their list. And we said to them, Every month as you do your best to pay everything, let that be your mantra. I do my best to keep my word about all of this. But over here on the right side where it's not a very big payment, I do double what that is. I do twice as much as is expected of me on that. Let it be fun, and then feel what it feels like to do twice as much. Now, some would argue, but what's the point of doing twice as much on a $12 payment if I can't make my rent? Well, you're missing the whole point of the game. What you're wanting to do is make money fun. You're wanting to get control of it, acknowledge where you are, and then find a way to make it feel good to you. And it will feel good to you to do that twice. And then next month, do that twice. And then it will feel good to you when before you know it, that doesn't exist at all. And there's more liquidity in your budget. And then that, and then that. And before you know it, there were people that were writing in that became debt-free in very short periods of time because they turned their finances from something that felt like a burden or a curse or injustice into something that felt fun. Something that really feels fun. We have to tell you, more than 100,000 people played that game. Many more than 100,000 people played that game. Fewer than 1% played it long enough to find the feeling place of freedom. You got to want to feel what it feels like to be financially free. And if you aren't financially free and you feel guilty about making something up, so we're not asking you to make it up. We're asking you to look for easy, already existing matches to the prosperity that you are looking for. Like the abundance of fun and love that you feel for your little one. And the ideas that flow to you and the way that you make things go and the way that you make things stretch. And the money that continues to flow in. Those that were playing the game wrote to Jerry and Esther all kinds of things. An insurance payment they didn't know they were going to get showed up. One lady said, I sold a horse to this person many, many years ago, and they decided to pay me back for the horse, finally. All kinds of things. When you loosen up, you're not allowing something to happen. You see, you've asked for it. It's lined up. It's ready to be in your experience. It's ready to be. Are you ready for it to be? In most cases, no. In most cases, you're not ready for it to be because you're still complaining about it not being. So you can't just play some frivolous game and say, I'm asking for $2 million and I feel pretty good about it and I'm using happy words and I'm smiling when I say it and I think it would be fun. You got to work for the feeling place of prosperity. And when it clicks in, you will know it. And not only will you know it, but you only have to do it once or twice, really know it, and things will show up. You say, whoa, this stuff really works. I hardly focused myself into really feeling abundance. And then abundance said, here I am, here I am, here I am, here I am, here I am. That's how it works. You get what you are putting out. Most people aren't aware of what they're putting out. They're covering up what they're really putting out with words that aren't getting it done. Be like your gas gauge shows your tank is empty. Disturbing, so you put a happy face sticker on it. I feel so much better now. Or you draw a gas gauge that's a full tank and just stick it on there. Not really a good idea, is it? Better to acknowledge you're out of gas and then go get some. Well, the tank's there. The tank is your inner being. That's where all of the resources are. It's hard for you to hear this, and we want so much for you to know it the way we know it. When you ask for it, even when you ask for it from knowing that you really didn't want it to be like that, you ask for something different. And your inner being heard and said, done. We will focus upon what you're asking for, and it will come into being. But you got to be a cooperative component to what you're asking for before you witness it coming into being. If you knew the veritable fortunes that you have piled up in your vortex, the relationships, the good experiences, the beautiful things, the wonderful manifestations, the prosperity, the well-being on earth, the getting along with each other, the loving your neighbor, if you knew what you as a population of this earth had put into this vortex that is there for you, and you don't have to wait for anybody else to figure it out. You just got to tap into it and let that abundance flow to you as it naturally will, unless you're fixated on where you are. Do you know what the enemy's a strong word. Do you know what keeps people from living the fulfillment, the full manifestation of their vibrational reality, of what they've asked for? Their awareness of what is. You can't focus on what is and feel it and let that come at the same time, because that feels different than this. Sickness feels different than wellness, and confusion feels different than clarity. And abundance feels different than not enoughness. They feel different. You have to present yourself to the field of attraction with a vibrational frequency that is noted to you by the way you feel, in order for what you want to flow in. And when you make that connection and it flows in and you go, whoa, I can do this. I didn't feel that way, but then I did. I didn't usually feel that way, but then I did a little. And then I did a little more. And then, thoughts turning to vibrations, turning to thoughts, to ideas, to emotions, to things, to rendezvous, to evidence, to money in the bank, to all kinds of things. And those who watch you will say, you sort of look magic, which is a little scary, because things are working out so well for you. What have you got going on? And you say, I've tapped into my knowing, that I don't have to rush through my question, that I can take my time and find the feeling place that is necessary, that the universe is abundant enough, and that there is enough yielding and love to accommodate me, and that I don't have to explain nothing to nobody. All I have to do is live, can't help it, and ask, can't help that either, and know that I'm answered. That takes a little listening. And then find the feeling place. What does it feel like to really feel free? And what does it feel like to take money out of the equation? Esther met the doorman in her building, young kid, door boy, she wants to call him. He's really, really, really young. And he showed up to work, and he was in such pain. And Esther said, what's going on? And his hand was all wrapped up. And he said, I got in a fight, and I broke my hand. I hurt my hand, and the doctor says it's going to need surgery, but I can't afford it. And Esther said, I can, let's go. Now I'll lose my job. Okay, wait till after work. Off they went. Turned out it wasn't broken, it wasn't messed up, it was just out of alignment. The doctor said, this is going to hurt a little. Well, Esther didn't know what she was getting into, and she didn't care. All she knew is he was in trouble, and she showed up. So she figured the universe put them together because he has a problem and she has money. It's not her money that put them together. She has willingness to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to uplift. That's who you are. That's who you all are. That's why you're here. This is a room full of healers, uplifters, teachers, lovers, 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 knowers, knowers. And now we'll tell you that thing that we tried to tell you, the thing you didn't read but you signed, which you clicked. It's a good thing for you to know. Now you know too much. You can't go back. You now know that you are an extension of Source energy, and that Source has eyes on you, and that there is nothing off limits for you. But you can't just phone it in. You got to feel it in. You got to feel it in. And then watch what happens. We're not kidding. We're going to be watching and rooting, and we're never disappointed about where you are because we know where you're going. We've enjoyed this interaction more than any that has come before. You are doing extremely well, and there is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.